right, so this is an example of some things that you can do with the paper that you have for your paper texture study. This is one sheet of paper that I've used. I've cut up and ripped up for kind of about half of my space, and then I have my other third sheet of paper to use here. And you should be pretty much using all the, your one sheet for a background, and then your two other sheets, you should use those up to fill in the space for the different textures that you're going to be doing. So I just want to kind of illustrate a couple different things. So you can cut strips, and I made these kind of little rosettes, I'm calling them, but you can just call them little swirls. And then I just take the paper, I'm just rolling it up into like a tight little coil here. All right, and if it's too tall, you can always cut them in half. Right, and then kind of unroll it a little bit, kind of loosen it up. Okay, and you can glue those standing upright. So that's one way to kind of make your flat paper three-dimensional. So like just like that. And you could do a whole bunch of those. Another thing you could do. So you can tear, or you can tear your paper. Sometimes you get like this nice little like curled edge when you tear your paper. So you can kind of emphasize that a little bit more. I'm going to tear this. And I'm just going to glue this right in here so I have this curl that's sticking up. And you could do a whole bunch of those. I'm just using my regular white Elmer's glue. Because you're just using the paper in lots of different ways, you can layer it. You can put one sheet on top of the other. I'm going to do another, if I can get another curl. There you go. If you tear fast, you usually get those little like curls that kind of happen on their own. So something like that. Right, the cut and fold technique, we did that with our kirigami, so that should be familiar. So you can cut little slits, almost like fringe, into your paper, and then just fold every other one. Just stick another row here. I have one row right here. I'm going to put another row right underneath. And because you're not going to be adding color to this, all this stuff that you do to the paper to give it texture and some three-dimensional effect, that's really what's going to make the work interesting. Okay, another easy one. I'm going to cut my paper strip. Here. And I'm just going to do the fan fold. So where you like fold it back and forth like you were making a paper fan when you were in elementary school. That's what I did for this one and for this one here. Kind of like an accordion fold. Right, you just let that. And you can glue this so it's kind of compressed a little bit, or you could really stretch it out. You could also have it go, like a bridge, one thing on top of the other. Kind of like when we did the paper amusement parks way in the beginning of the year when we were still talking about elements and principles. I'm going to put my fold here. Just kind of squish it in there. Just put some glue on the back of that piece so it sticks. Okay, and you just want to stick within your borders. So as you can see, my borders are going to stay nice and clean. I'm going to erase my pencil lines for my finished one. But all of your work should be in this. There should be no flat paper on the inside portion of your background. Everything in this center part should be three-dimensional. It should have texture. It should be, kind of popping up off of that surface and have a lot of life and movement and interest incorporated into it.